Hello! We're 227 days from the year of the Rhythm Rapture, and, you caught me playing my favorite DS game in my favorite way to hold a Nintendo DS. Isn't that funny? There's not a whole lot of DS games that do this book thing. I think there's a theory out there that, like, Tsunku, the developer of this game, you can see his name right there. I think there's a theory that he had never played a DS game aside from, like, Brain Age, basically, and so he just thought this was how the DS was supposed to be held, and that's why the game is, like, this way. I mean, you could also say it is a lot easier to flick this way than it would be with a little less, you know... It's less of a landing strip. I feel like this is just, it's so liberating how much space you get. It's cool. I don't know, DS games that go vertical, they're cool. They're valid. They're just as valid as any other DS game, alright? You are valid. Speaking of valid, time to see one of my favorite tiny mascots from the series. 3 of them, actually. These guys have a name. I think they're called Notes. And they're just like, they're little turnips with a flag, with like an 8th note flag on top. How cute is that? And then they get really happy when you bring them to the edges. I love these guys so much. They don't feature enough in the series, but they're like little... There are a couple of them like sprinkled throughout, if you keep your eyes open. Anyway, back to the friend file. Today I thought we would take a look, before we address that, I thought we'd take a look at some of the endless stuff we have in this game. Or the bonus stuff, the extra goodies. That's a great song. They didn't have to go so hard on that one. Oh, this background looks familiar. The circle and the plus. I think that's used somewhere else in the series. I don't know where. Oh, we got endless games and rhythm toys. Oh, we could take a look at a toy. The toys, they get pretty creative in this one, considering we got the touchscreen. Let's do... Well, we have all of the toys, so that's cool. We have a couple of basically drum machine type music makers. You know what? Let's just start simple. Check out the business card. How fun could a business card be? Well, I mean, look at that guy. It's thrilling, obviously. Also, we have some lore here. We have an actual business card. Vegetable department, freshly picked division. Clodhopper Pickens. Stomp and Chomp Agriculture Company. Phone 555 Eat Beat. I wonder if that's a real phone number. I wonder. Anyway, no, but actually, if you look at this guy, if you do what he's doing, although I don't want to do it with my finger because that's gross and greasy. Do the stylus. Makes a little noise. And if you do it with a little bit of a rhythm, hold on, it's coming, it's coming. You hear that? The drum beat. Because there's like a rhythm to the card hitting the sides of the box when you rub it in a circle. And look how happy he is about this. Yeah. When you work in, you know, an office job, when you're working in business, you got to make your own fun. It's a tough world out there. Quit that. Quit that. Anyway, we're going to do a perfect attempt today, as per usual. And this time, it's going to be on one of my childhood favorites, actually, Space Soccer. It's a song I really like. I believe I mentioned in a previous Gold episode that I loved the piano samples in this game. This is one of those songs that has like a really cool, like, piano kind of feature in the middle that just... It spoke to me as a child, and now it just kind of calls to my heart every time I hear it again. So, and there might be some lore to the character in this one. He might look a little bit familiar, perhaps. Or at the very least... Okay, we're in space. We're some kind of alien. And for some reason, aliens in Rhythm haven't looked like this. They have some kind of very specific geometrically shaped head. It's either apparently a square or an oval. And just this face. Alright, let's go. Space Soccer, perfect. Let's do it. So we're tapping to kick and we're flicking to also kick. We're tapping the knee. You know what? They narrate it. I don't have to explain it. Kick, high, kick, go. I like that we're flying through like orange soda. With little bubbles. This is space, everyone. That part right there was so good. I love that part. Sync up with the background best as I can. There we go. Bum ba da ba ba bum ba 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 da ba bum. Gotta cough to the beat. Whenever I have to cough or sneeze or do something, expelling some kind of noise from myself when I play this game, I have to do it to the beat. So when I coughed, I had to be like, you know, one and. There we go. Space Soccer. Yeah. I love that they just narrate all the other things. Oh, and there's note again. And there's note again. But like the like religious depiction of them. This barista with wings and then note just like big chillin'. Yeah, Space Soccer. And you unlock the song for Space Soccer. So when I was a kid, you know, I didn't have an MP3 player growing up or anything. I didn't even really listen to music, to be honest. So when I unlocked songs in this game, and I was so like obsessed with the songs in this, it was always such a big deal to me when I actually did unlock the songs. Because not every Perfect gets a song. Sometimes it's a reading piece, sometimes it's like a toy of some kind. But every once in a while, you unlock the song. And I just remember, like, you know, I would play the game and I'd be like, please, please let it be the song that I unlocked for this one, because I love the song so much. And I get so excited. It's Space Soccer. It's one of my favorite songs. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool moment. Pretty cool moment when you're a kid and you don't know nothing about nothing. Ooh. No spoilers for next time, but we do have another perfect attempt. And I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. That's gonna do it for today. Got to treat y'all with a little bit of gold. Gold, I know, is the lesser seen of all the games here, but again, I'm trying to save it, trying to spread it out nice and evenly. Yeah. Gosh, I love that game. That one is so fun. I like games where you're in a crowd of a bunch of other dudes doing the thing that you're doing, so you can kind of sync up with them, and then when you get like perfectly on frame and sync, it's like, oh yeah, I'm feeling the beat. I'm as good as the robots that were programmed to this exact BPM. There's nothing better than that. There really is nothing better. It's fun. But anyway, you know, we're not robots, okay? We're individuals with imperfections and stuff. Alright? Because if robots took over the world, then maybe, you know, you'd think it's perfect. And it could be like called maybe some kind of like robot rapture. But that's not what we're looking for. That's not what the series is called. We're looking for the Rhythm Rapture. We're looking for the little, you know, quirks and grooves that the human experience injects into music. So, yeah. Think about that for a second.